I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by, and weep not for the memories. Remember all the good times that we had.
I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by.
She's sideways.
Don't leave for the memories.
Was that supposed to be a centerfold?
Dedicated to Miss Daniels, Dyson Daniels' mom.
Was that one of her sideways supposed to be a centerfold of like a magazine?
Yes. It wasn't at first.
I love it.
But then I saw the folding the page over transition, and I was like, yeah, that's going to be perfect.
Awesome. That's perfect.
That's the biggest thing I got out of the NBA draft last night.
You got more than I got out of it.
Oh, my God.
I was just looking for the guys that I fell in love with during the tournament and where they went. And if the Sixers drafted one of them, newsflash, they didn't.
Ooh. Goddamn, Dyson Daniels' mom. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Hoagies and Pierogis. We're your co-hosts, Ian DiCarlo and
RJ.
Hammer.
Humana,
So,
humana,
yeah.
humana, that's what we do.
Humana, indeed. And she's Australian.
Crikey!
Those legs, bro.
Can I
She
go
came
down
out-
under?
She came out in that white Angelina Jolie dress, and I was like, woo! Ric Flair, woo!
Woo!
Oh my God, how have you been doing, RJ?
I've been doing all right. I'm a little worn out. I did something stupid and scheduled myself like 7 days in a row. at work. They weren't all like 12-hour days, but they were some very long days. I had
you
an
big
instant-
dummy.
Yeah, I learned a valuable lesson. The paycheck was great, but it was awful, and I had to go to the nursing supervisor to get myself taken off the schedule on Sunday because I was like, I can't do it. I've got my nieces coming this week, and I need to be fully ready.
Oh no.
And
Yeah,
Uncle
that's
Hammy
why.
is not ready.
Yeah, we tried to record last week, but I was beat last week after being out in the sun, and it was like fucking 90 degrees every day.
Well, Ian, were you beat, or was it my long rambling talk about the PLL that really put you in a bad mood? Because I think I talked PLL for about 20 minutes.
Probably both. And then you started bringing up Barstool, and then I was like, I'm topping out. But no, I was just because of work, I was in a bad mood, really tired. I didn't want to talk. I kind of forced myself to be there last week.
I was like, I think that's why I ended up going into Barstool, because I kept saying things and you were like, yep. And I was like, this guy's giving me nothing today.
Nothing. Just hand on my cheek the whole time. Like,
Sorry. We have those days.
It is all good. But yeah, I guess the Warriors won since the last time we had an episode.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for that. I think it was, I don't know. I think I figured, excuse me, holy shit.
Ooh,
I figured that was going to happen. Just because the Celtics played so sloppy. Like, it was some of the sloppiest basketball I ever watched. Just Game 7, the only one I watched.
And it kind of felt that way the whole way leading up to the conference finals. I mean, like, the Celtics had inconsistent play the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors, when they lost, they shook it off, showed out in the next game.
Yeah, and you saw that Jason Tatum had 100 turnovers in the playoffs, and it was the most by any player.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I did
It
not
was
see
very.
that. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's a lot of turnovers. You can't really win a championship with that, and I'm very happy I cashed out my Celtics future to place one last bet in PA before I came back. That won, so that was good.
Man,
was,
I'm kind of glad in Maryland to keep myself from betting on these games.
I know. My brother texted me last night, and I kept I shouldn't have, but I kept trying to get him into betting on sports and doing it with me, just like someone else to have fun with. And he finally I guess him and his friends have been doing it. And he texted me last night. He's like, "I'm the best at betting on sports. I'm so awesome." And I was like, "Yeah, you say that now." He was like, "He's like, I love the Yankees. I just bet on them every time they're down." And I was like, "So betting on pretty much the best team in baseball when they go down by a run or two is working for you? It's great now. I mean, it's great when you hop on a trend.
You know what? I never even thought to do that.
Yeah, I was like, that is brilliant, but you don't really think about it. And well, he went to an Orioles game a while ago, and he said, "I put 100 on the Yankees," which is funny that he says that he loves the Yankees now because the Yankees lost that game.
Oh, was that the one where they went up? I think they were up 6-5. They made a comeback. The Yankees did, and then the Orioles walked it off in the ninth.
I think that
they won 7-6.
I think it might. Yeah, it was something like that. It was very fun. It was something like that, or the Yankees just got absolutely blown out. But funny that he's saying that now. And why the fuck did it change to the?
I don't know why it changed. That was weird. But you got it right away.
Did this last time? Okay, or one of the times. Anyway, we're still figuring out technical difficulties, people.
RJ's still figuring out technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. What was I talking? Oh yeah, but I'm excited he's kind of into it. I'm interested to see because I remember when I my first couple bets and early on I hit a parlay from 19. It was $19 win 1,300, and I'm like betting so easy.
Ooh.
And now I'm then I end up getting my ass kicked in NFL. I was like, wait till you get to the football season. Baseball can be sometimes kind of. I think knowing nothing about baseball almost helps.
I think it does because I'm scared to bet on games and I know a lot about baseball.
Yeah.
So I just know that the volatility of what can happen.
And last summer I bet on baseball a lot because I was just sitting at the hospital I worked at up near school and it was just not much going on. So I wouldn't even watch. I would watch the ESPN tracker of every pitch.
Oh yeah.
Because I do no runs first inning or I just bet overs on pitchers with high ERAs. Just dumb brain, and it ended up working. I think I ended up net positive throughout the summer. So I think honestly, the less you know, the better. Because sometimes it works out. But I think NFL is definitely by far the hardest.
I think probably what I'm going to start doing is O'Neal Cruz over half a hit and the Pirates to win each game. I think that would be a net positive.
Is that guy you guys just brought up?
Yep, 6'7" shortstop.
No, that's the guy I wanted to talk about.
Yes!
I was listening. They were talking about him and just these crazy stats of he had the hardest throw from shortstop to first. It was 96. And he didn't even wind up that much. He just fucking whipped it across.
Yeah, dude.
It's he's 30.1 yards per second, running or something some just ridiculous stat.
Yeah, he was recorded at 31.5 feet per second, and elite is considered 30 feet per second. He just got upgraded to 99 speed in the show today.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him on the Yankees in a couple of years.
Shut the fuck up. You're so original. You are so fucking funny.
No, I hope you. Well, go tell your owner to pay for people.
You know what? It started with Hayes. They extended
That's true.
him.
Hayes did get. You were worried about that, so he did get paid.
I was very worried about that. And he, during their win, what was that? 2 days ago, he ran straight into the catcher, and his shoulder went in. Mm-hmm. But when he slid in, he went head first. Everyone thought he broke his neck at first.
No, he's just a superhuman. I hope he's awesome for you, and I hope he hits.
No, Hayes. Cruz is the 6'7" shortstop.
I forgot we were talking about Hayes now. My bad.
They have not extended Cruz yet, which they should, but it'll take.
I was gonna say probably
a fortune.
I mean, what's the thing that they do? It starts with an R, where they go in to talk about their contracts.
Arbitration.
Yeah.
it starts with an A.
I couldn't think of the word. I knew it had some kind of R sound in it.
I guess in the Pirates case, it could be arbitration.
There you go. It's perfect.
It works out.
I said retribution.
Oh my god. But yeah, life as a Pirates fan has been exciting recently. It really has been.
Well, that's what I think was one thing that is. I know I've been so hot and cold on baseball. I think it is one cool thing for teams that aren't necessarily as good in baseball. Like, yeah, you're probably not going to make playoffs and you might not win a lot of games, but at least you can watch this one or two guys that are just awesome. Yeah, and you have that to at least look forward to. Like, same thing with hockey. Like when the Oilers were still bad, but they had McDavid the first year, and it's like, we're not winning, but we still have this guy that's amazing.
Something to bring people into the stadium.
Yes. Something for people to watch and get excited about.
Yeah. The Pirates have not had a lot of that since 2016.
No. I do think it's because I'll be honest, as much as I shit on the typical Steelers fans because I know too many of them now and they're annoying. Like, Pittsburgh is a great sports city. It really is. And I think if the owner and they just put the resources behind the Pirates with that stadium and that city, they'd be fully behind it. Just look at what happened to the Penguins. The Penguins were almost going to move twice, and then they did something to get better. They rigged the draft to get Crosby and Lemieux, and they fucking love the Penguins now. And I don't think even if the Penguins go into a slump, I don't think that's ever going to happen again, where they're going to be they're going to leave, because I know it's definitely a Steelers town, but when it gets to hockey time, you could make a good argument for it.
The Penguins are second for sure in the city.
Yes.
The Penguins are definitely number 2. No one wants to go to Pirates games.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to stack up against it's Steelers, Penguins, Pirates. Even see but I think if they were good, I think it'd be a close 1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah, in 2013 through 2015.
Yeah,
when everyone was good and kind of
beautiful in the summer there, and you got the river where they got all the you sit on the river all day. You could sailgate, pretty much, and then go.
I love taking the Gateway Clipper across the river from Station Square.
Was that Gateway or Gayway?
Gateway.
It is Pride Month. I just wanted to be sure.
No, it's not. It's not the Gateway Clipper.
Never. Well, yeah, definitely not in Pittsburgh. It's not.
Oh yeah, definitely not. No.
Wait, speaking of politics, did you see Joe Biden bike fall?
Yes.
Objectively a funny video, no matter what. That was here. That was at Rehoboth Beach, or somewhere around here. It was in Delaware.
You should have went down there and see if it was actually him.
At the state park that Reagan and I go to for the beach. They got a bunch of bike trails, and I was like, I literally know where that was. We passed it when we went to go get our engagement pictures.
Did you set something up there? Little clothesline.
You don't call me Red Robert for no reason.
Red Robert?
Stupid.
Who calls you Red Robert?
No one. I get mad when people call me anything but RJ.
Red Robert, Red Rocket.
There's one charge nurse at work that I hate. She's just very micromanaging and annoying, and she always, every time, I've been there for a month, and she's like, Robert, I mean RJ, and I'm like, I've been here for a month. You've worked with me plenty of days. You know, it's just like RJ, and it just pisses me off even more that she goes back and forth. She's like, I was like, just pick one, honestly.
Rab.
Oh,
Robert doesn't flow off the tongue like RJ does.
no, it doesn't.
Oh, Robert. Robert likes to watch adult animation.
Yeah, like I feel like right now, like maybe I'm a Robert. Like Robert.
That makes sense. And then you and the 2 Philly hats with the
I shocked you there, didn't I?
just like sexy librarian.
Whoa.
What's up?
But
Woo.
I've been staring at screens at work, so I need my blue light glasses because they do help.
They really do. I have the filter on my computer and phone.
I thought it was just some kind of BS, and then like my eyes at the end of the night would hurt so much, and I'd just be, it would even hurt to just keep them closed. So I was like, I gotta try.
Yeah, they'll just, they'll just start to burn.
Yeah,
almost.
like all my books are on my laptop, so I'm looking at my laptop all day. I'm obviously looking at my phone and the screens if there's football on and stuff. So
Yeah.
like, I just need something, and it's almost instant sometimes. Like when it's really bad, the second I put it on, I'm like, oh, sweet relief.
I get like that when I play the show for like 3 hours straight.
I need to get a game that I just want to play. Oh, I gotta talk to Corey. We wanted to start up a survival game of some sort, like Ark Survival or.
I'm not
that.
gonna play Ark. Fuck that.
Just something like that, some type of survival.
Dude, my one friend plays Ark, and it has just consumed his life. I love him.
He wanted to just something to do with the boys on the weekend, so I was like, yeah, we can try and figure something out. I'll have to talk to him and see if he picked a game, maybe. See if he
Minecraft. Fuck it.
That's what I said, and
it's cross-platform, right?
Yeah, most of them are. Most things are. It's just all I have is a Switch, so it's a little bit limited. Like,
gotcha.
I wish they had like Call of Duty on here or Madden. We don't even have Madden. I think FIFA's on here, but none of the other big games.
You should download Fortnite. No joke. It's fun now without the building.
I do. Oh, they completely got rid of building?
Yeah. Well, there's a playlist where there's no building.
Well, I would do that.
And it's like permanent.
Because Corey keeps talking about Fortnite, and I'm like, I'm not really good at shooters to begin with. Like, I had to play Modern Warfare 3 for 8 months before I finally felt like okay and would be just in the middle of the leaderboard. But okay, I'll have to try it out. I'll see me if you want to play that.
Yeah, they added bots when you're like a lower level.
Oh.
So like, not everyone's sniping you from across the map.
Yeah, bots were fun when I first started Call of Duty. It made me feel really good about myself.
Oh yeah. Dude, I play with my friend Jordan, who doesn't play video games at all, and he's not too bad at Fortnite. But sometimes I'll be like, all right, can you come to me? Where are you? There's a map in the corner of your screen. Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm not that bad. I'm not the biggest.
I know you're not that bad. Jordan's gay. He's good at video games.
Happy Pride Month, Jordan.
Happy Pride Month, Jordan.
But like, I'm not the best at like shoot. I'm awful at Rocket League. Like when me, Shane, and Corey play Rocket League, I'm always like last. And
I've tried so many times. I'm so bad at it.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun when you play with people you know. And I just get made fun of the whole time. That's okay.
Yeah.
I still have fun. So like, I think I just spent too many years playing nothing but Pokemon and still playing nothing but Pokemon. That I'm all right. Yeah. I wouldn't even say I'm okay at Pokemon. Like if I went to play competitive against people, I'd probably get rinsed.
I'm all right competitively, but like team building is hard. And knowing what hold items they need to have, like choice specs and fucking
I'm not
choice scarf and all that.
I truly just play through the story like 3 times, once with each starter, and then I'm done. And then sometimes I try and go back and play like a what do they call it? Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
And then I die or like I lose one Pokemon. I'm like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. I want to just rinse through the game. I want to get through the game as fast as possible and just see all the new evolutions.
On the newer ones, I like actually am completing the Pokédex.
I think I'm still gonna that Legend of Arceus one. I'm gonna go through and like do everything.
I haven't even started that.
It's good.
I don't have it though.
It's very time consuming. Like you can just get lost in that game.
I hope they have elements of that one in the new.
It is. It's open world.
Gotcha.
And there's overworld Pokemon and stuff.
Oh fuck yeah! Nice.
Welcome to the Hoagies and Pierogis Gamer Nerd Podcast. With Robert.
And I am Ignacio. Ignacio. That was my name in Spanish class, Ignacio.
I picked a different name every year in German for high school. I did it for 3 years, and it would always make her mad. It would make my teacher mad. She's like, "Why are you picking a new name?" I was like, "I got sick of the old one."
Yeah. Do you ever get sick of RJ? Do you ever want to change your name?
I thought about it. My dad thought about naming me Takeo before I was born.
Takeo?
Because of Takeo Spikes, Eagles player.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Would you ever name your kid after a famous? Like, have you ever loved an athlete so much you would name your kid after him? Because like I would name my kid Brady.
Fan. You know.
Well, no, not Brady. Like first name. That's not a terrible first name.
Brady's it's too fratty.
There's probably a lot of Brady's coming up in Boston right now, so.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know if I've ever loved a athlete so much that like I would do that. The only athlete that I really liked a lot, the most out of all, was RJ Umberger, and his name's RJ.
There you go.
And he was born the same day as me, so it was almost like I had to. Yeah, it was like I had to.
Yeah, but like if I were like a Dolphins fan, I would never name my kid like Tyreek DeCarlo or something, you know.
I thought you were gonna go with Dan, like Dan Marino. I forgot Tyreek Hill. Who's the player when we get to football season that you're gonna be like every year, you know, over the off season, you're like you know all the moves that go on, and then once the off season calms down and they get into OTAs and stuff, you forget about it. Like who's the person week one you're gonna be like, oh shit, I forgot they would play there now. I think mine's gonna be Devontae Adams. The second I see Devontae Adams in a Raiders uniform on like that first Monday night, because I feel like they always play that first Monday night game. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh fuck yeah, he plays for the Raiders now.
I think mine's gonna be like Allen Robinson or like Robert Woods. Didn't Robert Woods good? Robert.
I think he's on the Chiefs now, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't even know, but I still think that he's with the St. Louis Rams. You know? Yeah.
Not the LA Rams.
Not the LA Rams, the St. Louis Rams. Yeah.
That's always fun. It's usually actually it might not even be week one. There's some week one, but it's when I start to like look at fantasy drafts where I'm like,
yeah.
Oh fuck, they play there? Because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna draft this person here, and then I'm like, oh, they play with that quarterback now. Maybe I can pick them up in a later round.
So we should start shit talking old quarterbacks so we can get more buzz for our podcast.
Okay.
Like Tyreek Hill did with Patrick Mahomes.
Did he do that?
He said his arm is awesome, but he can't hit shit. His accuracy sucks ass. No, that's not what he said, but
oh, I was like,
that's basically what he said.
I mean,
he was like, Tua was more accurate. Prove it.
I don't know about Tua being more accurate.
Prove it.
There's definitely, I mean, you could definitely make a case that Tyreek saved Patrick Mahomes a lot of like he's being tackled and he just chucks it, and Tyreek Hill's so fast he gets to the ball. Like that's happened plenty of times. It's literally the phrase, fuck it, Tyreek's down there somewhere.
I mean, that's why he's so good, because he just goes for the ball like that, and the defenders aren't expecting the ball to be way out there. You know?
Yeah. I guess you could kind of make it. I heard some people calling them patty checkdowns last year in the playoffs. So.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
People literally just started, I forget what the defense, they just started doing cover 2 and not letting him throw it deep. So
yeah, I can't wait for football.
I know. Hard right now.
I know. I got to get a Mac Jones jersey soon. Oh my god. I'm really debating getting the red ones because they're bringing back the red throwbacks this year.
Dude, I can't wait for all the new jerseys and stuff. I know I said it before. It's gonna
be awesome.
But it's just something different. I can't wait for the all black Eagles. There's another one that I heard. I forget what team it was, but there's another one I was excited to see. Like I'm 100% getting some kind of Kelly Green uniform this year, like jersey. I think I might do Devontae Smith. Like I love him as a receiver. He's so silky smooth with his routes.
I love that he wears like the Gronk and the Ray Lewis arm, like robo arm.
I don't know if I think it might have been something last year. I don't know if he'll do that this season. I think he had some kind of, I don't know, something going on.
I think he just should anyway.
Yeah, I want him to. I want him to also. Oh, Gronk retired also, didn't he?
Yeah, Gronk retired for the second time. Yep.
Where would you put, completely unbiased, where would you put him all-time tight ends?
If he didn't get hurt all the time, he would be number one no matter what. Number one, hands down. I still think that he is 1 or 2, even with the injuries.
I definitely put him top 1 or 2, yeah. I think it's hard to put him above Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's who was...
Because I think
probably number 1 or 2.
Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I feel like Tony Gonzalez was in the league forever.
And like 19 years or something like that. 18 years, something crazy.
Yeah. And it definitely, I don't think people should do this. Like, it definitely helps that you played with Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. But he still, like, undoubtedly was just dominant. And
yeah, if anyone were giving him the ball, he would be like he would just be a beast.
Yeah,
a beast. You know, it's hard to credit Tom Brady with what he did. You know.
Yeah. I mean, because there's plenty of plays where like he got the ball and then made something happen after. Mm-hmm. Or like he went up and got the 50-50 ball, which is easy when you're like 6'7", 260. 250. I think he played at 235.
Like 6'6", 2. I think it was up
250, there. Maybe 250.
Probably 260. I'm pretty sure it was like 260.
It's very easy to body a 6-foot cornerback.
Yeah, he was. I don't want to say flashy, but he was so brutal that it was flashy. Yeah,
just like almost like. Kind of like, maybe not exactly the same, but kind of like Derrick Henry, where like Derrick Henry just delivers such fucking unbelievably sick, stiff arms, where it's like, that's a beautiful.
I'm thinking like Marshawn Lynch types of.
There you go.
Tackles.
I think that's better. Yeah, that's much better.
Because I think no one really hangs on to Derrick Henry. He just pushes them aside or runs through them. People would jump on Gronk and Marshawn Lynch, and they would just drag them. Yeah.
It's more of just like, holy fuck, how's he still standing? Where like Derrick Henry, they don't even get a chance to wrap him.
No.
He's just like, Hadouken!
Yeah. That's what Saquon Barkley wishes he was. I feel bad for him.
I know. He was so amazing to watch in college, and then he just got stuck on... I mean, we'll see about this year. I think the Giants might be better this year. I don't think they're going to be like great, but I think Daboll has definitely done something for sure with Josh Allen and that Bills offense. I think New York Giants fans are going to be actually pissed if Daniel Jones gets better, because I don't think they want him anymore.
Yeah, I think they're done with the Daniel Jones experiment.
I think if he limits, I think this is what I think Giants fans would be okay with if they go like 8-8 and Daniel Jones goes for like
9-8,
26 touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions, and they'll be like, okay, maybe we can live with him. Otherwise, I think they're done with him. I think they're, especially with the quarterback class next year, I think they're very, very much in on him.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, no, go ahead. Never mind. Go ahead. I'll save
it. No, go ahead. I was thinking of something to say. Go ahead.
You were thinking about what?
I was just thinking of something to say. Go ahead. I didn't have something loaded.
More football news. There is a commitment in college football.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So Texas is getting Arch Manning.
Arch.
I think Texas is still going to blow. I
still think Arch is a weird name.
Yeah. I don't know if his full name is Archie. But maybe he just goes by Arch.
Why wouldn't they just say Archie Jr., you know?
Because he's not a junior.
Or is
the second? I think it's a second if it's not a junior. Because it's Archie.
I guess it would be the
Peyton
second.
Yeah. Because he's what's his name? Son. The other Manning that Cooper.
Cooper, that's it. I was thinking that his dad was Archer.
No. Archie Manning was
the grandfather.
Eli and Cooper's, who was awful NFL quarterback, and people make it seem like he is because Peyton and Eli were good.
Well, I'm telling you what, Arch is looking more like Eli.
Physical feature wise?
Yeah.
I think Cooper and Eli look a lot more alike than Peyton and Eli.
Yeah, but he actually kind of looks oddly like a mix between Eli and Daniel Jones.
Well, Daniel Jones is just Eli. Like they just drafted Eli again.
They did, but it's an odd combination between the two. Yeah.
And they've got, I don't know. I've got this weird vendetta against Texas for like no reason whatsoever. Just because I'm so sick of hearing Texas is back, and all this shit. And they just I think it was a couple years ago they beat Notre Dame in game 1, and then they just weren't good. They win a big game early and Texas is back, and then they end up 9-3 or 8 and what are they? They almost lost to Kansas this year, and Kansas blows. But I do think Texas will actually be back, if not this year, next year, because they got Quinn Ewers as their quarterback this year. They got Bijan Robinson, who's a stellar running back, and Sark, I think, second year with him. It's going to be very, and they've got the money where they're just getting everyone. They're getting everyone. But I mean, we don't know because Quinn Ewers might suck. He's the highest rated recruit out of high school, and he might just blow. Remember the Penn State quarterback we were talking about? Quinn Ewers kind of looks like that.
Like douchey Jake Paul mini.
Well, douchey Jake Paul is just a double negative there. That's like saying nothing.
Oh well.
But yeah, I don't know. Well, I think it definitely makes it exciting, and they're going to be going to the SEC. And did you see what they're going to do? They're going to split. I think the SEC is going to have 16 teams once Oklahoma and Texas move. So they're going to do 4 pods of 4. So it'd be Texas A&M, Texas, Arkansas, and who's the other one? I forget who the other one is. LSU, because they've been trying to make LSU A&M a rivalry since A&M got there.
Texas is still going to get their shit kicked in.
I think they're going to get wrecked. I think moving to the SEC is awful.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah. I think it truly, I don't know did I talk about it on here? I think eventually college football is going to completely separate itself from the NCAA. Not anytime soon, but I think it's just stupid.
How
They're
going
to figure out a better way. I don't know. I don't really know. I just think, I don't know.
I don't think the schools would ever let that happen.
It's just so especially with NIL and these kids can make money now, and it's such a big money maker. I don't know. The NCAA is such a joke. They have stupid rules. They have it's the Wild West with the transfer portal and NIL right now.
I just don't know what something would look what a college sport would look like without the NCAA.
They'd start their own thing. I don't know. It'd definitely be hard.
I feel like they would have to not go to school then.
Yeah, I know.
And it would just be a completely separate football league.
Yeah.
And one of the requirements of the NFL is that you have to go through at least 3 years of school. So, or 2 years. 2 years, right?
3 years. You have to be 3 years out of high school. It doesn't need to be 3 years in college. Which I think that makes sense. I don't think developmentally, like physically.
It's not playing years?
Because it's not playing. It's just 3 years out of high school. So I think people have talked about a fresh. Like I think did Lamar win the Heisman his freshman year? Someone did, and they're like, why couldn't he just go to the NFL? I think a 18 or 19-year-old in the NFL would get murdered.
Yeah.
You have practically killers out there on the defense. I guess maybe not so much anymore with the rules that protect quarterbacks and the offense a little bit more. But imagine if I don't know, let's say Eli came out of high school, or Eli came out of high school, maybe 1 year of college, went to the NFL, and he had Ray Lewis on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, imagine Arch in an NFL
Eli would have died
right now. Yeah, he would die. Yeah.
Have you ever gone back to a high school game? Probably not. And
No.
seen the kids?
I didn't watch high school football anyway.
No, it was really big for us. So I've went back before, and I'm a big guy, but I watch them and I'm like, they look so fucking small. And even going to a college, even just going to games at IUP, I'm like, these guys are fucking huge. Could you imagine?
I think I paid even less attention to D2 football than I did to high school football.
Well, yeah, but we had to go for swimming. It was our community service we had to go to. So we had to watch we had to watch the games, and then I'm like, some of these guys are scary looking. I couldn't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense for basketball. I hope they get rid of the one and done rule. That's just stupid. Kids don't need to go to college.
Yeah, I mean, well, the only two leagues where there are 18 and 19-year-olds playing currently are the NBA and the NHL.
Yeah, and the NHL, it makes sense. I think it always made sense.
Yeah, for the MLB, you don't get caught up until you're at least 22 at 21, 22. Even if you're drafted at 17 or 18.
I was gonna say, do you think that's kind of dumb? I don't know.
No, you definitely need the adjustment in pitching, and it'll take that many at bats.
So I forget who I was listening to. It wasn't a Barstool thing. It was someone talking about they were Bryce Harper probably could have just started right away out of high school in the MLB, or at least played a couple games, but he went through the pro the
minor league system.
The farm system for a couple of years until you finally got there. And what is it? MLB, you probably don't really start making your money until 25, 26?
So, well, again, that depends. You have to be for the first 3 years of your contract, you're essentially making league minimum.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends. I think it's like 650,000, 750,000, something like that. I think they just upped it to 750,000.
Yeah.
So you're making that for the first 3 years. Then you go to arbitration.
Retribution.
And then you'll make a little bit more in your first year, more in your second year of arbitration, and then the most in your third year, even if you even have a third year of arbitration.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole other thing. Super 2 players only get 2 years of arbitration, but you need to be in the top 2%, the Super 2, to be able to do that. It's just way complicated. So usually it takes
a lot of things about baseball. It's complicated.
At least 5 years to make any kind of money. Usually by that 5th year in your contract, if the team wants to keep you, they'll extend you by that point.
Yeah, I figured that makes sense. It's just very interesting. What was I gonna say? I had something on my mind. Oh, I guess kind of speaking of Jake Paul too. He's got a fight coming up now against Tommy Fury. He's finally fighting a real boxer. I don't know if you've watched any of the fights. I haven't watched any of the fights. I've just watched like highlights and stuff.
Me too.
I don't know how you feel about it. I think he's been doing it for so long. He is like a legitimate boxer. Like he trains for it. Him and Logan have been training. And at first, I think I was definitely doubtful when he fought like Nate Robinson and who was the other one? That wasn't even like a fighter.
Ben Askren. He was a wrestler.
Yeah, Ben Askren was shamefully not kicked out of UFC, but his UFC debut ended in the fastest knockout in UFC history.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? The Jorge Masvidal knock? Oh my!
I did watch it after he got fucking.
I watch it every so often. But he's kind of like Jake Paul's kind of doing it right, where like you don't want to do one and then just go right to, oh, I'm going to fight a professional boxer. He's like building himself up. Yeah. Where I think, how old is he now? Like 20. I feel like I want to say he's almost 30, but I think he's like 25, like the same age as me.
I thought he was like, the same age as me, but I could be way mistaken. Oh, he's 25. Yeah.
I was right on. So like, I could see him being in like a huge, like, I don't know what his weight class would technically be, but I could see him being in like a legit whatever division championship boxing match in a couple of years if he's like just keeps doing it. He's doing it the right way for sure.
Logan is 20.
I think he's okay. He's doing it the right way for sure, where he like is just building himself up. Because if you jump too far after one or two fights, then you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and I think that exhibition he had against Floyd was a good reality check for him.
That was Logan.
Oh wait, was that Logan? Oh, I thought that was Jake.
I think the only
Jake's the better one, right? Oh.
Yes, Jake's the one that's like legitimately trying to be a boxer.
Yeah,
we're going mobile here.
I was gonna say Floyd kind of showed up.
Well,
I mean, obviously, but like
Well, that wasn't really that bad. Like, I mean, he's fighting a.
Well, Floyd was toying
boxer, and Floyd is Floyd's. Say what you want to say about him. Not the greatest person, but he's one of the best boxers of all time. He hasn't lost.
50 Cent's challenge to Floyd. If you can read one page of a Harry Potter book, I'll donate $100,000 to any charity you want.
I think it was the ice bucket challenge.
Yeah, He said, "Fuck this ice," and threw it over the balcony.
Yes. And I don't even think he said, because it's ALS, it's so simple with 3 letters. I don't even think he said ALS right. He said ASL something whatever challenge. Fuck the ice.
Yeah.
It was very funny. But that's I thought that was worth talking about. But I'm gonna take my headphones off real quick. But you want to talk about hockey when I get back?
Yes, I was just gonna say. Yeah, we're going right into hockey.
We might have I don't know if I know you're going out to dinner, but I got some stuff to talk about. We can.
All right.
What time are you going out to dinner?
I don't know. Oh, my mom's not back home yet, so you got time.
Okay, we could have a little bit of a longer podcast. We skipped a week if you're down for it.
Absolutely. Yes.
I missed you, Ian.
I missed you too, RJ.
Happy Pride Month.
Well, Parasign. Oh, man. Yeah, good to be back. Sorry about last week. I really was not in the mood. Just extremely irritated, extremely beat from just being out in the sun. Like I said, it was 90, 95 degrees every single day. But we actually did record like 25 minutes. Maybe that'll be a little bonus. Maybe I should ask about RJ if he wants to do a Patreon. Subscribe to our Patreon. So we're going to have the $1, $5, $10, and then $1,000 tiers. So The $1,000 tier will show up at your doorstep and just argue about sports the whole time.
What's going on?
I was going over our Patreon tiers. So I was saying that we did record 25 minutes like last week. And maybe that'll be the in the $1,000 tier. And then we'll also show up to their doorstep and argue about sports right in front of them.
Okay. So we've got a Patreon. That's cool.
We don't.
Give us money.
We do
just
not
send
have
us.
Patreon. I was just
Send us money.
Venmo at Ian DiCarlo.
Venmo at RJHam28. I think there's an underscore in there. Let me double check.
I have no underscore.
Sure.
Just Ian at Ian DiCarlo.
It's at RJ_HAMM28. I'm excited.
All right. Hopefully this is like your birthday. No one Venmos us.
That was fucking. That pissed me off. I thought maybe one person, like a friend or maybe even a family. Did I tell you my cousin messaged me? She was like, she listened to the podcast and she was like, so did anyone Venmo you? And I was like, nope, not a soul. And I thought she'd give me like a pity, like $5.
Yeah.
No, that bitch didn't do shit. I still love Teresa. She's great. She helped me out. She Venmoed me when I was struggling for a little bit. But I was like, someone could have fucking, anyone, $1.50? And I can't. Nate was awesome. He took me out to a great birthday dinner. So we're not talking shit about Nate. We love Reagan, by the way.
We love Reagan.
Big news for Reagan. Big news for Reagan, by the way. I know this isn't sports and probably no one else cares. But big news for Reagan. She found her wedding dress.
Oh.
She went shopping this week, yesterday actually, and she found the dress. So she said yes to the dress.
I was just going to say that if you weren't going to.
Of course. And I know nothing else about it, but that's it.
I remember Say Yes to the Dress was the post sex show that I watched up at IUP.
Wait, what? You watched that after having sex?
Yep.
I think, at least two people who you were watching it with. I think I might know who it was.
I think you know the one. I think you know who it is.
Was it later in my college career? Was it post the Mans and Ian breakup?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I think I know who it was.
Yeah, fuck you, Mans.
Yeah, you and your cocaine.
Now we're just talking shit on people for talking shit on people in our own lives.
Way to piss your pants, Mans.
Allegedly.
Not even know it. No, it was not allegedly. It was very clear. Mr. Mans.
Mr. Mans.
Whether you like Mans or not, that is an objectively funny moment.
Yeah, I was in the same room.
Right there.
On the couch. On a different couch next to them. While my buddy was, I think, just
finger blasting.
Yeah.
There's no way Mans was doing anything else.
Nope.
No way he was doing anything else. Unless he took a Viagra or something, Mans was not doing nothing else.
You're right.
It's perfect that we couldn't even dox him because I don't even know his real name. I just know him as Mr. Mans.
Oh, well, I do.
Well, we don't need to, but I mean, you're not the biggest fan of him, so go ahead if you want, but
no, I'm not going to, though. He could probably sue us.
We're not assholes. Yeah, that's true. We're not assholes.
Legitimately. So, allegedly.
It's actually Mr. Manuel. That's who we're talking about. No one else. Luis Dominguez. Speaking of hockey.
Yeah, let's go.
Game 5 tonight.
Match point tonight. Oh, shit. Avalanche could win it.
I think it's going to happen. I think they're just going to.
Yeah, they're back in Colorado.
Did you know the Avalanche are 2-0 as a franchise in Stanley Cup Finals?
Really? Oh.
Yep.
The fans are complaining and shit.
Yes. So I guess I don't know. I feel like this is definitely where Colorado's fresh young legs are coming to play, because Tampa's had 3. This would be their 3rd long season in a row, because the bubble year went really late. Then the next year went pretty late, and I feel like even these Stanley Cup playoffs are going pretty damn late too.
The end of June, yeah.
I don't remember normally the Stanley Cup playoffs are over before NBA. I'm pretty sure. So it's definitely interesting, and I think they're just tired. I mean, I don't know. They've showed fight every single time, and I think they could. I mean, just the fact it's in Colorado, and that want to win it at home. I always feel bad for franchises that don't win it at home. Like, obviously Super Bowl, that could never happen. Like, it's just definitely better when, like, yeah. Well, and like the Warriors, they won it in Boston, and it was like celebration was awful. I was like, okay, this sucks.
It did seem like they had a lot of fun when they got back, though. Clay tripping over everyone and running into people.
Yes. And Wiggins was like the highest man in the world.
Oh yeah, I that's what I was gonna say earlier. I feel really good for Wiggins.
Yeah. I mean, he found his spot there,
but yeah,
I think that's just a very well-run franchise now.
Yeah, back to hockey. I saw. Speaking of young legs, I saw Corey Perry's on the Lightning, and I didn't know that until like game 2, and I was like, shit, they are old.
Yeah. That fucking scumbag. They are. Well, fun fact: if the Lightning do somehow come back and win it, it will be the Lightning's 3rd Stanley Cup in a row, but it will be Patrick Maroon's 4th Stanley Cup in a row, because he won with the St. Louis Blues that year before, and then got traded to the Lightning.
That's right.
Moved to the Lightning, and that is pretty crazy.
I saw that last year. He had a 3-peat. Yeah, I remember that.
That's talking about catching lightning in a bottle. That's like Chris Kunitz getting traded to the Penguins, and then I think who did he win it with after that? Was he on the Capitals when they won? He won it with someone else, I think.
So. Yeah, I think so. I think it was the Caps.
It the Caps? Yeah, that's.
I'm pretty sure it was, because I remember it stinging.
He's like the not Charles Oakley. Who's the one guy? He was on like one of the Jordan's Bulls teams. I don't know. I can't think of his name, but he was on like multiple like dynasties, and just has like 9 championships.
Oh my god! But yeah, I do think the Avalanche are going to win tonight. Hopefully, it'll be interesting at least.
Yeah, I hope it's close. I mean, they just got so much firepower. Their offense is so incredible, and I think it's tough for me. Like I have no necessary emotional investment in either of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's tough because it's like I'd love to see a 3-peat, because the Penguins won 3, but they didn't win 3 in a row, and the Lightning are better. But the Avalanche have been like preseason favorites. This is, I think, probably 3 or 4 years in a row almost.
Oh wow!
In these top 2, just because they're so good, and I think goaltending was their main thing, and maybe even defense. And now Cale Makar has been. I could see him being the MVP, because he's basically like a modern day Paul Coffey. Like, he just goes end to end all the time. He's so good. Game. He's such an awesome. So one thing, anyone who didn't play hockey, why did I almost say hockey? Anyone who didn't play hockey. So I was thinking of Paul Coffey. So
hockey.
If you didn't play hockey, you don't know, like, different sticks. When you're buying different sticks, they all have different curves, and most of them are like NHL players. Like, obviously there's Ovechkin, Crosby, and they all line up with like what company they're lined up with.
Oh.
And yeah, so like Reebok and Reebok was always like Crosby for a while. I don't think Reebok does hockey much anymore. CCM was Ovechkin, Bauer, which used to be part of Nike, had a lot of different people. So yeah, their curves like kind of line up with and how like the blade is shaped. So a lot of offensive players, it's a very round blade and more of a curve. So it's easier to lift the puck either way. And defense is a lot more of a squared curve or a squared toe with a curve doesn't really matter as much. It's just personal preference. It's just kind of where your hand lies. And a Paul Coffey curve was like just completely illegal. Like you couldn't use it in a real game because it was just like almost like a cup, just cupping the puck. And that was back then when like there was no rules on a curve. But there's very strict rules on curves now where like you can't have it so much that like you could just lift the puck.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought they were all just standard regulation, other than the goalie stick.
No, it's very individualized. I'm sure, especially once you get to the NHL, like they probably go through a whole process of like, this is what I like the best and how I want it. So go ahead.
When they break their sticks, is that like, that's a lot more detrimental than I thought it was.
No,
if they get someone else's stick handed to them, they're like not used to it. Like
no. They have like 6 sticks on deck for each player.
Okay. But like, I mean, like sometimes you'll see players like, here's my stick, take it real quick,
It's not as detrimental because like it definitely is.
I guess that would happen more on the defensive side.
Yeah, if you break your stick in the defensive zone,
From a one-timer, I guess there's some breaks.
Well, yeah, if you're in the defensive zone, you're not gonna go skate to the bench and get your stick, get a new stick. You're going to just sit there. Like you can't just leave a man open. You're just stick there and just you're gonna deal with not having a stick.
And they can't like javelin throw a stick onto the ice.
I think there's sometimes I think more often you'll see a player throw a stick to someone is if the goalie stick breaks or if the goalie loses a stick, so that way he has something. But there's so many players and coaches on the bench and equipment managers and stuff like that, and eyes on the actual action. It's probably rare that they're going to get someone else's stick.
Okay.
And gotcha. I know people who, and like one thing that's very specific with like play is how they tape their sticks, whether it's like the top butt or the front. You'll see some players. I think Jamie Benn is very famous for the way he tapes his stick on the Stars. He does like twice around and that's it. And that's very weird because so like when you tape a stick, imagine like this is the blade and you tape it like this is the tip and the end here. And if you're like taping it this way, so the puck has got those little, I don't know basically a bunch of nipples on the outside, like little nipple. Nipples. And it can go faster the more like ridges you have from the tape because it can catch on that and add some speed. And I would always tape, like some players don't tape over the front. I would always tape it because I was poor and sticks are expensive. So I wanted to protect. I'm not poor. Like we were lower, like middle class, but sticks were fucking expensive.
I'm poor. I'm playing hockey.
Yeah. Well, later in life, I worked a whole summer of refereeing just so I could play hockey. Like my parents didn't pay for it. I did it all by myself.
Nice.
Don't feel bad for me, please. This isn't like some kind of sob story. But I taped the front end so that it wouldn't get chipped because I was a defenseman and I was always in the corners and stuff. It's very interesting, and especially like so there's some with the top end, like the butt end. So imagine this is like the top. Some people might do like just around. Some people might go really far down, and they won't grip all the way down. Like maybe like I'd say maybe centers might have it one further down because they might have their hand further down for faceoffs.
Oh, gotcha.
And some people like a big knob at the top. Some people like nothing. It's very. Some people don't care how the stick is taped, but like for me, taping my stick was like, this is like I'm setting time aside. I'm gonna tape my stick, and I was very particular about it. Some people are like, they don't care who tapes their stick, but other people are like, only I can do it. So players might spend all like a couple hours before taping all those extra sticks every time.
Nice.
And some players will keep a hot stick. Like if they score a goal, they'll keep that stick for a couple games, or they want a new stick every game. It's very individualized, which is, I don't know. I think some people know that, but if you don't, it's definitely very interesting.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no clue. That's like the inside baseball stuff that I like, you know?
Yeah. Like, you ever like see, well, go ahead and talk about it with like baseball stuff. I'm assuming maybe.
No, like the term inside baseball is just like.
Like
the, you know.
Well, I can see like, I'm thinking for baseball, like maybe how broken.
You lace up your glove. I was thinking of it. I mean, I've never personally done it, but like lacing up their glove, people are really particular about that.
Look, okay.
Yeah, like a looser netting in between their fingers, a tighter netting in between their fingers. You know, some people put their pinky or their ring finger in the pinky slot.
Yeah, or the hole on the top of baseball gloves. Some people like it out. When I played baseball, I thought that was weird. I hated it. It really freaked me out.
When I play catch, I'll put my finger through that hole. It's just a more natural, like I feel like I can grip the ball better.
You know what I'm excited for when I eventually have like a kid, if I have, well, girl or boy, to get a mitt and just have a catch again.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Catch.
Throw heaters right in their face. Gotta learn fast, Jimmy.
Well, can you have pine tar on the bats for baseball, but not past a certain point? Like on the where you're holding it, you can have it.
Right.
Because what was it? The old clip. I think it was a Blue Jay. They checked his bat, and the pine tar was too far up, and they said he like kicked him out, and he like freaked the fuck out. I think he hit a home run.
Oh, I can't remember who that was.
I don't know if it was Blue Jay or a Royal. It was definitely powder blue, but he freaked the fuck out.
Maybe I do. It was George Brett.
Yes, George Brett. That's who it was. Yeah, because the pine tar was too high. And I can see that mattering if it's too high. Like it catches the ball and it can, I don't know, send it opposite field or something like that.
Well, I don't know how that would like. I don't know if he didn't want the power so that it stuck to the bat and like fell like in a weird spot where it usually wouldn't. I don't know.
Was it the corked thing? I forget. I think it was pine tar. That it was the pine tar was too far up on the barrel, like because they measured it on home plate.
Yeah. I just don't know. I just don't know what advantage that would give. You know.
I don't know.
I don't know what it does.
Like maybe it sticks and sends it opposite field, or I don't know. But it's. I mean, that was a home run. I'm pretty sure that one. And the funny ones that I love are the, like they break their bat and the like bat boy gives them a corked bat from batting practice, and then that breaks. They're kicked out and they're like, "What the fuck? What happened?" Could you imagine being like a 15-year-old and fucking that up in a major league game?
Yeah, I've seen the videos of them break the bat and the ball was like.
But short, like similar to like hockey and taping, short lacrosse bit, like the way, like you said, the way the webbing is or whatever for baseball, like lacrosse, like there's also the taping, but like the netting for lacrosse, a lot of people are very particular about. Like I know my brother for sure was very particular about, maybe not particular, but there's a certain way they liked how it was strung up, because there's like the netting, which didn't matter so much. There's regulations about that, but like there's two shooting strings that go on the U. You can only have two, and like the way, like the difference that is and stuff can really affect like your release point of where you like pass or catch and stuff.
Oh.
It's like I love that kind of stuff. Like they're really, that's like you said, it's inside baseball. Like
yeah,
super particular about stuff. Like I just think that's awesome, and I also think it's awesome when they're like, I don't give a fuck. I can just play with whatever you hand me.
that is cool. Pretty impressive.
Yes,
but like
definitely is.
You know, I do like that personalized feel. Like with swimming, I guess my goggles, I guess, would be the most personalized.
Yeah,
thing.
Goggles. Well, think of it with swimming. Goggles, the cap. Thinking about people who had the domes, or whether they wore goggles under the cap or over the cap. I was always under the cap.
Yeah, I liked when my Speedo was small enough so that you could see my taint hair.
I liked one ball to be slipping out at all times.
Yeah. Water polo Speedos.
Yes, those are the best.
Yes.
That's all I bought.
They lasted forever.
Swimoutlet.com?
No, not swimoutlet.com. It was what was it? It was some cheap website. But like they had like all the name brand stuff.
Were you ever a Swedes person?
No, I never. I did try, but like they were just so uncomfortable without any like padding.
I was in high school.
Oh man, how'd you do it?
That was another thing that was very individualized, because when you bought them, you had to like tie them up yourself.
Yeah, build them.
And it was just another thing where like they were just cheap, so I'd buy like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got to college, I liked regular goggles. Were Vanquishers the ones like
Vanquishers,
everyone had?
I was gonna say, yeah, Vanquishers were like the classic practice goggles.
Hated those. I found a pair somewhere, not stole. I legitimately found a pair somewhere of the Speedo Fasking goggles.
Yes.
That's what I ended up wearing. And I bought, I think I bought a pair for junior and senior year, because it's just what I liked. I liked shaded, and it's the people who had no like tint whatsoever in their goggles.
No,
awful.
Because
your eyeballs look so big and it freaked me out.
Mirrored or nothing.
Yes, always mirrored.
Always mirrored.
And especially if you swam in the summer, mirrored was like something. But also like something so individualized as swimming is like your pre-race routine. Like I always loved watching people's pre-race routines, like whether they were just sitting there, nothing going on, just whatever. I was always smacking the fuck out of my chest. It was beet red beforehand. Nicole, I used to love watching Nicole behind the block, because she's like so skinny and tiny, and all these other girls are like Nicole's tall, but most of these other girls are like, maybe they're kind of built or they're like tall as fuck, and Nicole's just sitting behind there. She looks nervous as fuck, but in my mind, I'm looking at her and I'm like, Nicole in her head is like, I'm gonna fucking blow these people out of the water, because she had the worst form. Like she would come right up off the turn, no butterfly kicks. Her freaking freestyle form was whack. Like
she was just
mine wasn't. Well, it wasn't. I didn't even really think she had that fast of a turnover. Her stroke was just so efficient with the pull. I feel like it was. I don't know.
It did almost look like she would slap the water.
Yes, and I love the windmill people. Those people that just like, they're just like plop 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 plop. they just have the turnover. It's. I don't know.
I wonder if I can still do my behind the block routine. I remember it. It was simple. It was just fucking this. I could barely do that, and then I would like bring my feet up to my butt. Just simple. I almost cramped up there.
Hang on, I might have to move this table back a little bit to do it. Mine was never like the same. The only things that stayed the same were I smacked my chest, I would do this. I'd do that a lot until just it hurt. And I'd jump around, I'd shake a whole bunch. My fingers were always like these fingers, just these. Everyone on the team used to make fun of me for this. And sometimes I'd like smack the block before I got up, and then I'd be down, and I'd be going like this, and they'd say, take your mark, and I'd grab, and I was off.
Hell yeah.
My reaction time was so fast, I false started a lot. Did I ever tell you about the time that I false started in 1,000?
No.
For those of you who don't know, the 1,000 in swimming it's a very long race. It's, what is it, 40 laps?
In a 25-yard pool, it's 40 laps.
25-yard pool, it's 40 laps. And one season I was doing fairly well in like threshold sets, strictly because I was basically drafting behind the biggest, largest, palest oaf on the team. and that's what I was doing well.
John?
No. It was Strauss, if you remember Strauss.
No.
So they kept like Coach and Adam kept joking they were going to put me in the 1,000, and they kept joking about it so much, it just became a thing. So like one random dual meet or something, they put me in the 1,000, and I false started, and then I guess in high school, like when there's a false start, they do the and they bring you back and restart. But they don't do that in college. You just have to swim, and then you find out after, which is bullshit. Yep. But he did the ref did the so I stopped. Everyone else kept going, and I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what happened?" And Adam and Stoner were just like, or Adam and my coach were just like, "Go, go, go!" So then I pushed off the bottom and kept swimming. So I double DQ'd in the 1,000.
Oh my god!
And after that, like, I was like gonna semi take it seriously, and then after that happened, I was like, "Fuck this! Like, I'm not."
No.
I was like, "I'm just cruising. This is an easy 1,000 for me."
Something weird also happened when I was doing the 1,000. I would do the 1,000 all the time. I was a distance swimmer. Like 500, 200, 500, 1,000, 1650.
Anything past a 2, my shoulders gave out.
But we went to an invitational, and I was the only one from the team that went just to swim the 1,000. And I was going along fine, and in the middle of it, the lights went out. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to keep going. Luckily, I was in an outside lane, and I look up, and I see my coach say, "Ian, stop. I was like 350 yards of the way through at that point. So I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. And we had to come back later and do it again.
What?
Yeah.
No, I would have been like, fuck that. I did what? That's very easy math. More than 30%.
Having a pretty good time.
30% of it? No, fuck that.
I can't remember what my time was, but
you're not getting me to do that shit again. Did you ever hear about the first time I did the 2 fly?
No.
My whole team was laughing at me. This was in college. I went out so well. I was leading by, God, at least half a length of the pool, and I ended up in 7th. I died so hard. Corey was crying, laughing at me. The guy next to me who like caught up, and I don't know if he got first or whatever, but after I like touched, he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." I just took it out way too fast. And it was people talk like John's 2 fly at Pitt when it was long course where he took a breaststroke in the middle of it is iconic. But people talk about my first 2 fly at Pitt, or not Pitt, at Cleveland State, almost just as much.
That's where it was.
I died like so hard, where like my arms weren't even coming out of the water. I don't know if I've ever seen Corey laugh so hard.
Oh my god!
Because like he was on the other end of the pool, like across from the blocks, and when I got out, I saw him like crying, laughing, and by the time I like went around, I talked to my coach, and he was like, "All right, well, we'll work on that." And then went around, Corey was still crying, laughing at me.
Oh my god!
It's like that was the funniest thing I've ever watched in my life. And I have it. I recorded it. I don't know if I still have it though. I think I lost it somehow, but it was.
Oh, y'all can watch me swim the 500 when I was 12 on YouTube.
My last turn, I was on the wall
time in the country, bitch.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, 9th fastest time in the country that year, and it was on YouTube. Let's go. I was like actually the opposite of what you did. I was in dead last. I got 2nd.
If you could bring steroids back to baseball, would you?
No.
You don't think so?
No. Too much then baseball just wouldn't be legitimate to anyone. If Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame, no one will take baseball seriously at all. Everyone's just
baseball Hall of Fame is such a joke.
It is because the writers are awful, and it's like they're all from 1906. But
who was it? It wasn't this year. It was like 2 or 3 years ago. Someone submitted like a legit blank.
Oh yeah, it happens every year.
Oh, is Tom Rinaldi a baseball writer?
I don't know.
I forget who it is, but someone submitted a completely blank thing and did like a whole like video about it.
Usually those are anonymous. So that I know what you're talking about. That one was pretty.
And it's like one.
Like, dude, give up your voting rights.
It's very funny. Even my dad was like, he was. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but even he was like, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. And my dad was not someone who would normally you would think would be like Pete Rose.
Pete Rose is a little bit different.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know everything about it, but wasn't he just when he was a manager, he was just gambling on his own team to win? It was similar like Calvin Ridley, where Calvin Ridley wasn't. He bet on. He was one parlay where he bet on the Falcons to win.
They can't prove. Well, I mean, you could prove the Calvin Ridley thing. You can't prove the.
Well, yeah, it's very easy now because
you don't.
Yeah.
You couldn't judge whether he was betting on his team to lose or win or not. He said he always betted on him to win, but
True, but Calvin Ridley's thing is ridiculous because. Well, one, it was stupid because it was literally like a FanDuel account, wasn't it? Something like that. So that's dumb. And then, but he also like bet on the Falcons to win, where he like even as a wide receiver, there's nothing. I guess there are ways you could affect the game that could make you lose, where you literally like try to fake a fumble. Like I think in football, there's too many moving parts to unless you're the quarterback. Truly,
even then, yeah.
But it's definitely. I don't know.
In baseball, it's just, hey, strike out. Hey, swing at this.
Yeah, it's definitely different in baseball. And then basketball, it's with the ref. What was it? Tim Donaghy? Is that the guy who was fixing games?
The ref, yeah.
Ah, nice. Yeah, that's interesting.
I think the refs have the most control in the NBA.
I'd take that money if I was an NBA ref.
I wouldn't.
What do you do?
No integrity.
Nah. What's the worst that happened to him? He can't ref NBA games.
Lost his job.
Had
to pay the money back.
Oh, I guess there might be legal things. I was gonna say he got paid by the mafia, but I guess but Reagan was out with the mafia in OC.
Oh shit! Is that how she got on their Instagram?
No, low key. She like her two friends. They saw this big group of guys and were like, "We're gonna hike our bikini bottoms up and have these guys like pay for our drinks, like while they were at Secrets in Ocean City." And then the guys just ended up paying for all their drinks all weekend. And it turns out they were a part of like some kind of mafia or mob or something.
The horny mafia.
Well, I was nervous about it because Reagan called me at one point. Reagan, we love you. But she called me and was like, these guys offered to like pay for our drinks all weekend. Like, is it okay if I like just like be friendly and whatever? And I was like, why are you asking me?
Can I suck that dick? Can I suck that dick for drinks?
No, that wasn't ever gonna happen. Like,
can I suck the dick and not get any drinks?
I was like, you don't need. You're like an adult. I trust you. Like, just if you can get free drinks, fucking do it. I don't have any issue with it. Like, because we're getting married and we're kind of sharing funds at this point anyway. Get free drinks all weekend, absolutely. But I don't need you to call me and like tell me about it. I don't know. It was like, but I was just kind of because it was like I don't know what I was weird about it at first, but then I was like, I was just kind of concerned for like her safety because like, what is it? Sex trafficking is like one of the biggest industries in the world right now. It's like I just don't want you to not come back.
You worry too much, RJ.
I know. Well, if you think I worry too much, Reagan worries too much. But I wasn't like necessarily concerned. I would just sometimes it was just
no, I understand.
But then she was like, "I have something to tell you" one night, and I was like, "What is it?" She's like, "I can't tell you right now. I'll tell you the next day." And she called me the next day, and she's like,
"I took this dick for drugs."
God damn it, Ian. She's like, "Well, it turns out they're part of the mafia," and I was like, I wish you would have just told me last night. I would have felt much safer. I would have felt much better about it because, like, they're not going to mess with anyone who didn't mess with them. I feel safer with the fact that they were part of the mob because they probably just liked you. And if anyone would have fucked with you, they probably would have killed them. I wish I would love to have a conversation and buy those guys a drink because they probably kept you girls safe all weekend.
Alrighty. I think we're going to wrap it up, RJ.
Sounds good to me.
I got to go to the bathroom, and I think everyone's home, so.
Yeah, and I'm hungry. I want to order my
yes, I'm hungry.
hoagie and tomato pie.
Hoagie and pierogis.
And it's just about time for Premier Lacrosse League. Ian, would you like to know what the Premier Lacrosse League is?
No, thank you, RJ. Alrighty, everyone. It's been a good week.
Don't discuss Premier Lacrosse League with Ian. It puts him in a shitty mood.
Hey, I gave you my ESPN. The least you can do is not talk to me about it.
I do appreciate that, by the way. I really do. Like,
yeah, dude, absolutely.
I didn't want to add one more subscription. I was like, I just want to watch lacrosse.
Alrighty, everyone. Peace out. Have a good weekend. Adios. Till next time.
Ohio!
Hoagies and Pierogis.